Obviously, December, the month of December in KBO was a crazy month. It's still not over yet. We still have a day to go, but so many movements, so many top players, world-changing teams. What was your expectation coming into KBO off-season?
I am a little bit surprised at some of the movement that happened. I thought, I think that when you look at NC tends to be the creative team. Pakanu is probably, in my opinion, the most major league ready player in the KBO.
Really?
And it doesn't mean he's got the most upside. That doesn't mean he's the best player in the league. That means he's the most major league ready player in the KBO, which I think, a lot of major league scouts would probably agree if they spent a full time covering the league, because his game is refined and he has tools that would translate to the major leagues. So, I could see how NC, looking at data, using some of their more advanced metrics, were attracted to Park Kanu and kind of overlooked the time that he missed this year. And I don't think there's any mistake that when he was healthy this year, Doosan must have won about 70% of their game.
Obviously, the biggest move of the winter was Na성범 signing with Kia타이거즈. Pretty much all of us expected him to re-sign and stay with NC, and it was the biggest surprise. What do you think about the decision by Kia타이거즈? Did they overspend?
The term overspend is a relative term. If Kia were a low budget team, then they may have overspent. But we've seen Kia go out and get Choi Hyung-woo. We've seen them go out and keep Yang Hyun-jong. I don't know if overspending is the right term. Kia badly needed that impact bat that Na성범 can provide in the KBO, and that's different than what Park Kanu is. That's what Na성범 is. He is that threatening impact bat that Kia really. Spending 2 years watching a lot of Kia games the last 2 years, not having that impact bat. Choi Hyung-woo is still a really good hitter, but he's no longer a threat to hit 40 home runs. He's an on-base guy. He's got great plate discipline, but just like we've seen with a lot of the other great hitters, and I watched Daeho forever. When the power faded, the hit tool still didn't fade, and that's kind of what Choi Hyung-woo resembles now too. So they needed that impact that Na성범 is able to provide. So I don't know if any of us predicted it, but when it happened, a lot of the moves domestically have made quite a bit of sense.
Then what's your immediate expectation for Kia타이거즈? Are they ready to contend for postseason next season? Yang Hyun-jong came back.
It's going to take a lot for Na성범 to carry that offense. And like I said, Choi Hyung-woo is still a good hitter. And then, bringing in Socrates Brito, he's going to have to play the role of an impact bat. They're just, it was amazing going from from Lotte to Kia, and Lotte never had issues scoring runs. And, the ballpark was so small, and there was always guys that could get on base and hit, whether it was Daeho or Jun Junu or Sonos or, you can just go down the list, Hwang Jae-gyun, Kang Min-ho. That team could always hit. They just couldn't play defense and couldn't pitch. And then you go over to Kia, and all of a sudden you've got Jung Hae-young and Iri, and you've got all of these pitchers they just show up and they can pitch. And, you've got guys like Park Chan-ho who can catch the ball, and, just all across the board, the teams were just constructed so drastically differently. And now I look at Kia and go, I still don't know if there's enough offense there for them to be that championship contending team.
Speaking, you briefly mentioned your days with 롯데자이언츠 organization. They had an eventful off-season as well. As you probably heard, Sonas is leaving the Giants and signed a new deal with NC Dinos. What's your take on Sonasup's departure from Lotte's perspective?
I can understand why they're upset that Sonasup is not back. Sonasup has been that front of the lineup, electricity type of energy player that, let's face it, Lotte has never been a terribly athletic team. And he was kind of that rare guy that was fun to watch and exciting to watch. And whenever you lose, I don't think anybody that works with Lotte would say, hey, we're not going to miss this guy. We wish we did. We're glad we don't have him. I think everybody wants a guy like Sonas up on their team. But, I wasn't in there and I haven't been around Lotte for 2 years, but I'm sure that at some point they couldn't keep Jeonjunu, Lee Dae-ho, and Sonos financially and expect to find room for, you know, some of these younger guys. That's probably been Lotte's biggest. Since I played for Lotte in 2010, it's hard to identify a developed position player. Maybe if you want to say Han Dong-hee, but it's really hard to identify a developed position player since Jerry left.
Sort of understand why the fans are upset. At the same time, you understand why the front office had to let him go.
Yeah, and I don't think the front office had to let him go, and I'm sure that they didn't want to. I think NC probably wanted him more. And that's the beauty of free agency, and that's the beauty of, you know, the game today, where players have a little bit more capability to decide where they're going to end up. Because, you know, I mean, if Lotte's front office had to choose between finding a new position player spot between Sonosub, Jeonjunu, and Lee Dae-ho, and they chose Sonosub, then Sonosub's got to go to a place where a team wants to play him every day and doesn't want to replace him with an up and coming guy.
Just going back to the offseason, all the moves that were made, who do you think are the winners?
Winning the offseason is a lot of fun, but it's got to translate out there. And the team that probably won the offseason, as simple as it sounds, is probably